to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Liberty Bank, Bank Local, Bank Liberty. Roberts Motors, the value store since 1949. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Munganaz Burkhardt Toyota, the biggest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend. Ed Eagle's Discount Carpet, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices. Nautilus Fitness Center, the Riverbend's premier health club. Barrett Heating and Cooling, proudly serving Madison, Jersey, and Macoupin County since 1896. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Welcome into Public School Stadium. CJ Nasello here with you with Greg Nasello as we are bringing you coverage of the IHSA Class 3A Alton Sectional Final. And as you can see, we got Edwardsville High School taking on Normal Community, and this is going to be a hell of a game.
Oh, I think so. Both teams have been very good up to this point, and they played early in the year to a 0-0 draw. So that, just by the score alone, they've got to be pretty equal. Two good, really good coaches. A lot of experience on both sides, so we're in for a good game.
We absolutely are. And with that being said, too, you've had a chance this year to see the Edwardsville Tigers a couple of times. Take me through this team. What does Normal have to watch out for?
I tell you, Edwardsville's notorious for getting this ball to the weak side real quick, and they are that backdoor ball. You get caught ball watching as the wing back on that weak side, you're in a lot of trouble. So I'm sure Matt has told his players you be really ready for that. Edwardsville also likes to get bodies up from the back. Mark is not hesitant to get guys into the attack, so it could be a very good offensive game. Absolutely.
And, with that being said, we're just here in the press box. We're doing it in a little bit different setting. We're a little bit of we call it a third-string video team, but we wanted to make sure we brought you this because this is going to be competitive soccer. Wes in the press box with us as we're just having, some teams really just jostling out position right now and just a little bit of back and forth. We're going to see this. What do you think, the first couple of minutes?
You know what? It's tough because a lot of games can be won or lost first time, and if the first 5 minutes, so you've got to come out quick. The other night when I watched Belleville West playing Edwardsville was a little slow to get started, and I think they were kind of fortunate to get the goal when they got it, but you never know.
You really don't. And look, here we have a little bit of an opportunity here. Watch the weak side runner, number 19, I believe, from up in this press box. But as you can see, they're number 13, I believe, for Edwardsville, doing a really good job of opening his hips up and checking that left shoulder, number 13, Kaveen Sharista, doing a really good job of defending right there.
Oh, that backdoor ball, you can see they're looking for it whenever they can. Mark's made a career out of that at Edwardsville, a couple state champions with that. That's very difficult to defend, and you've got to make sure at all times these guys are aware.
Absolutely, and Edwardsville is in white today for the folks at home watching. Used to seeing them maybe in their traditional oranges as they play Alton, but Normal is in the black and orange today, and Normal has had a run for the last couple of years of really having some good quality soccer, and going to be great to see it play out tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's Edwardsville's in black.
Folks, my apologies here. Just tell me I'm wrong for now. I got this wrong. Edwardsville's in black today. I was getting the colors mixed up because I thought Mark Hardreshide was over on that side, and I was looking the wrong way.
Yep.
Edwardsville's in black, and they've had most of the ball the first couple of minutes. Normal's in white and orange, and the lettering's what threw me off. Or the coloring of the numbers, but we are watching this as Normal's breaking down the field. It looks like onside by a half of a step. Look at that timed run.
Tell you what, they must have. I don't know much about Normal, but I'll tell you what, he was behind the defense. The ball was played in a little bit better spot. He might have been able to get to it, but that was very, very quick attack.
The center back for Edwardsville, Declan Hoferlin, is doing a really good job. He took a step back because he knew he's not winning that foot race. So let's take a step back, let him come to you a little bit, and at least get some distance between you and the team there. As we have a long throw, and you want to see some more oomph on that, I think, if you're going to zip that one in. But that's another dangerous set piece if you can really nail that down. A chance to steal it right off of the foot of number 4 there from Normal. That wasn't going to happen. What skill work there from Jalen Sandlin. That was a really great touch to really take on a player coming right at you.
I'm looking at them right now. They look like they're almost playing two deep center backs. I don't think Edwardsville's that fast that you have to worry about that. But with 5 backs like this, it's going to be looks like it's going to be a total counterattack type of game for Normal.
Absolutely, and you know what? Maybe they're seeing something that we might not necessarily see. But Edwardsville just beat a very good Belleville West team in that regional or sectional game, correct?
Oh yeah.
And to see that, I mean, there's a lot of momentum here for the Tigers. And if you get past the sectional onto the super sectional, normally the sky's the limit at that point.
Well, they always say for us down here, I mean, it's hard to get out of our regional because you're basically playing a conference tournament, and it was that this year. Belleville West was the best team in the conference, but Edwardsville pulled out a win the other night.
Oh, a good option there, but what a read from number 2 from the Tigers. What a read there from Gavin Lieberman. I played with his brother, I believe, at Gallagher. And what a read, just checking his shoulder, getting ahead to it, because if he didn't get that, number 7 for Normal's off to the races and has their first chance. That's Believe Avita.
Well, I'm looking at it now. Edwardsville looks like they've actually pushed a couple of guys forward more than normal. Against West the other night, they played 4 in the back, but they didn't push guys up too high. Well, West very good on the attack.
Oh, look at that turn. That was a nice turn, and they're going to get an underlap. And look at the space that created for number 10 on a great
He's
run.
on the back door.
Oh, what an opportunity there, but here's a rebound from distance and well over. Got to have a little bit more composure there at the top of the 18 in these sectionals, but goalie down and the referee just making sure he's okay. That was could have been a lot worse.
I tell you, right there, I think he wants to take that back and do that side footed. The goalie was down. I mean, just put it on frame and you got a chance to score.
You told me a long time ago, placement over power, and just let that sucker right into the goal.
That's for sure. Boy, but there's that backdoor ball. I mean, you know it's coming.
But I'll take you back to the underlap that opened the middle of the field open. That was beautiful.
They do a really good job of drawing you to that strong side, thinking they're going to attack there, and then boom. Make that one run, and he's just watch him on the back shoulder, just hanging, waiting to go.
And 13 is definitely going to have to keep his head on a swivel and really, I think, take a step backwards maybe if you see them starting to drive down that side of the field and get a jump on it, because Edwardsville is going to keep going until the dam dries up.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? If it's
not
successful,
broke,
exactly.
And now you see folks changing the point of attack. No, got stuck under his foot, but look at the confidence there on the ball. You see a lot of players when they get that ball stuck, they start to freak out a little bit, and they start to maybe get that ball off quicker than they should, and they did. Just calm, cool, and collected, and what a ball there from number 3 across the grain.
Well, he's got the underlap again. If he wants it, he took it. There he goes.
Sizing them up there, looking to go 1v1. Great job there from number 10. That's Cassius Sharp from Normal, doing a good job just containing, letting the ball come to you and knocking it backwards. But as a coach, you get a little nervous here, especially around this part of the field on a throw-in, because any flick, anything could really lead to a dangerous moment, and they're going for a long throw-in.
Set plays are count for at least 60% of the goals in this game.
Do they really?
And this is, without a doubt,
look at this throw. Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! What a throw! That was every bit of 20 yards?
No, more than that. That's at least because this field's 75 yards, so that's at least 35.
Oh, that was impressive.
So, yeah, it was. I mean, he launched it. And I'm going to tell you what, a throw-in better than a kick because you can put it much more directed than you can a kick, and that was beautiful.
I'll say something, too. That goalie had a knuckle on that punt, and those are dangerous to read because anytime that takes a bad bounce, who knows where that leads? And, man, that ball sounds pretty full from up here. You can hear it thudding off their head, can't you?
I tell you, I kind of thought they overfilled it myself, but I worry about concussions from something like that because that's like hitting a brick.
I'm very serious, especially when you start having those long dropping down balls. No matter how hard you brace for impact and attack it, you just never know.
I'm looking at 3 back, and that's a lot different than they did the other night. So Normal is sitting more defensive players, and Edwardsville's pushing up because of it.
Now, do you test the goalie quick at the top of the 18, both teams, and just see, how far are they going to let us go here? Because I wouldn't mind taking a little bit of a ripper by the 20-yard line and just seeing what the goalie's got working for him.
Well, my view is always shoot whenever you can. Because, you never score unless you shoot. What's the old saying from Wayne Gretzky? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And in this game, 1 goal is the difference. And if you catch that goalie off the line, it could happen.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to get a number out here on the right mid for Edwardsville. Number 18 is Henry Vivian. He is just creeping right here on this right side and waiting for it. A ball across the grain could have amounted to something, but great defense closing down those gaps and getting it out. But that's a corner kick, and you don't want to give very many of these up in playoffs.
No. Now, the other night, that's how West got their goal.
Is it really?
A corner kick.
Wow.
Edwardsville's, they're good on corners, but I'm going to tell you, I think the throw-ins are more dangerous.
They are.
Yeah.
If you can throw a ball 30 yards, you can pinpoint it. I'll take that any day over the week.
Oh, it's tough. It's very difficult to defend because it keeps your goalie pinned, and if you don't have some guys that are really good in the air and can challenge, it's tough.
Now with Edwardsville, your body positions everything as the defense. You have to have your hips open, and you have to explode at this ball once it even takes a little bit of a bounce. A dangerous moment, but he gets his glove there, and that was the closest chance so far. Rebound deflection, and everyone exploding out of the box as Edwardsville reclaims it and tries to find their shape to keep attacking the normal soccer team here. Ball touched out wide, and a great explosive touch in the box. A great win there from number 24 from Normal. That is Ethan Lelm with a great read. He didn't dive in. Calm, cool, collected. Just won the ball on a great, strong tackle. And Normal has a chance to counter. As you can see it here on your screen, folks. They set their team back a little bit, and you can see they are playing a little bit more for that one opportunity or two opportunities. And we'll see how that works for them as this half is already 10 minutes in.
Well, I tell you, you talk composure in front of the goal. It's the same as a defender.
I think as a defender it's even worse.
I mean, if he gets too excited there and lashes out, hey, there could be a penalty kick. It was smart just to stay on his feet.
A great point a couple of years ago where as a goal scorer, you can miss 20 shots, but if you score 2 of them, you're normally a pretty good hero in the local paper.
Yeah.
As a defender, if you defend 99 breakaways successfully and let the one go in, you're still a little bit of a villain the next day in the paper. It's the calm, cool, and collect that you need, especially as center backs, to really organize everything, too.
Well, the nice thing, too, is what you said. As soon as he made the play, he gave a really good ball out of the back. It didn't quite get over the back line of Edwardsville, but it was a really good ball in a dangerous spot on the field.
Absolutely. Good double team there from Edwardsville. They stayed with the ball. No referee calls it out of bounds after a plea, but look how quick Normal's going now. Is this what you want to do? Because Edwardsville's got numbers back.
Well, but you know what? I'm looking at this. They're only attacking with 2 players. They're bringing up 1 midfielder for sure and maybe another at times. So if you're going to do that, you have no choice because you're never going to outnumber them. You might as well just go every chance you get.
Another long throw. Remember a couple of years ago when I was still playing, Canalican at Jerseyville could throw that soccer ball about 35, 40 yards every bit of the time. Now watch this switch, changing the point of attack here. They're going to try to do it quickly. It was on if they wanted it.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Now watch them look right there. Their head picks back up to try to find the other weak side midfielder. Maybe a flick on if he continues his run, he can challenge, but I think he's going to lay off in a rightfully decided opportunity there. Look at that explosiveness there from the right back Lieberman.
Well, you said it earlier. You can just see Edwardsville looks so much more calm on the ball right now. They look like they have a lot of confidence in tight space.
That's the big word right there.
Normal doesn't look too confident on the ball. They look like they want to get rid of it as fast as they can.
Very skittish, and not in a scared way, but just a high
more
intensity.
Direct.
It's a very high intensity.
And like that. There's a prime example.
But, that's what comes with coaching staff like Hydrashai, too, I think, because, he's probably telling these guys, look, it's another day in the office. We got to do what we need to do to win, and if we do, we'll win. If not, we'll go home.
Well, and you have to have players that can do it.
Yeah.
And they've got skill, and it shows.
But our soccer community with club right now, club ball is really just so affluent with the development academies. You got the Metro Alliance, Gallagher, you name it, and you can see teams like Triad even that are really starting to develop into these powerhouses.
Well, and that's it. You've got to have the feeder system, and that is the feeder. There's that
ball
backdoor
across
ball,
the drain. If he would have pulled it back maybe 5 yards, that's a little ambitious there. But Vivian was right there to get a touch.
He's been waiting all
He has been. He's been chomping at the bit, man. He wants it.
Yeah, that's funny to watch.
Well,
it's not fun when you're on that sideline looking at it. I tell you that because you can see him just waiting he's like a hawk ready to pounce.
The word of confidence is so important here because you can see it watching them play. There's a reason they're here. Yeah. They got some great touches on the ball, some great foot skill, and they can read the game well. And I think if they just take that breath and maybe as a team just have that collective sigh, hey, we're 10 minutes in, now let's play, I think we'll see them start to get more moments.
Well, there's no doubt they've got 2 or 3 players that have very good skill. But I don't know as a team if they have the same amount of skill. That's why it looks like they're playing a little bit more direct.
They have a solid back line, it
looks
like.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Now, see, you had 2 players running in the same space. That forward did a good job of holding his run up. And look at this. That's how you hold the ball. And give credit where credit's due. Edwardsville still tried to play with it. But as a target forward, that's what you have to do is just hold the ball and
this is where I'm kind of interested to see what happens because with the way they're playing more direct, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities going 2v4, 3v5. but your set play opportunities, because you can draw fouls that way, maybe that's what they're playing for, too.
And this, if you're an Edwardsville team, all of these moments make you nervous in a
Well,
tight
Edwardsville
game.
gave up a goal the other night
absolutely.
on a set play, so who knows?
A nice service ball, and look at that run. Oh, if it just got over the head there, he was making a cheeky run there right around the back line.
It was purposeful,
Yep,
that's for sure.
it was, with intent, and we'll see what Normal can do here. They're going to be more direct and a little bit too overzealous there as that ball's cut out, and Edwardsville's going to look to just hold the ball, and that's how you know you have an experienced team. A young team wants to drive down the field and get that counterattack across the grain. But Edwardsville said, let's take a breath, we'll come back, we'll reset, and then we'll go forward.
Well, when you have confidence on the ball, you can do that. And because they're in tight space, Normal's putting a lot of pressure on them.
And that's what you can't see at home, folks, because our cameras are a little bit slower. But the frames per second, I'm telling you guys, Normal's exploding at him every touch. We have a little bit of a run, but a great read there from one of the centers. They close down that space. Now, they do call it a corner kick, and again, you don't want to give these up. We are 15 minutes into this game, and how fast has this one flown by?
I'll tell you what, that's how it was the other night. The speed of the
really?
game has been exceptional. I love watching games that are this fast, and it's really good for young players to get out. I wish we had more young players coming out to watch this game just to see how fast this game is.
And as just want to clarify, too, Edwardsville is in black and orange today, folks. They are in black and orange. Normal's in the white jerseys. Edwardsville with the service in. It's going to be Gavin Lieberman with the corner kick. A nice ball. That's perfect. Right there on the head. Now you just got to explode to it. A rebound, though, and this is where you got to explode out of the box. They're a little bit too slow. Dives right back into it, and now goes outside with it instead of drives in. A cut in, but greatly read there by the defense, and they win the goal kick. I don't know.
You know what? That's all right. That's what it's about.
You know, in this game, especially with two highly competitive teams, those are going to start coming back to you too. So if you're Edwardsville and think, man, we should have gotten a corner, don't worry, because it'll come back.
Well, but you got to finish those chances because you don't want to let those. Let those go. That's too good of a shot. And I don't understand what, like you said, why go back there? But, there's a reason. That's their style of play. They like to bring it back and get it to that weak side.
And you know what? As fast as that game's going down there, every split-second decision could be a lot different in hindsight. So it's, you never know. You never know when it develops. And we'll see here. I've never really been a fan of the dump ball except for Edwardsville because they read the play so well. They draw that right back in, and it seems like their second runner almost tries to run off of them as they draw that right back in for that little bit of a dump pass. It works.
Well, it's not a dump pass like you said. Now it's purposeful.
You're right. It does change the term there.
You're looking for that man. He's drawing that player just like when they switch the field. It's not just turn and kick it.
Yeah.
They're switching him because they've set him up to be open.
And that's another thing that I stress to young players, and you do too. You can't have your head up when you get the pass. Your head needs to be up 3 or 4 plays ahead of time to see this thing developing, and Edwardsville's done that all night.
Well, look at this. This is about a 60-yard ball that he's lining up.
They're pretty comfortable.
They're deep, so
they're pretty
really
comfortable with this.
Look at that. Holy cow.
Wow. If they can get a flick, they have to challenge there. You got to get a head onto that. I mean, it's a great ball. But you definitely want to see a player maybe get a flick of the header on. What a read there, though. What a
nice
move. A little bit of a caster or an in and out. I couldn't see it. And Edwardsville reclaims it. Lieberman on the ball, and he looks to drive this one forward. And we'll see what happens here in the next couple of minutes.
That's one of the few times Edwardsville looked like they were a little bit
That was a little anxious right there.
Yeah. Yep. That long ball, that was surprising. That's at least a 67-yard ball.
And it was a dangerous one because it looked like a floater, but it came faster than what it looked. Edwardsville wanted but they still have the ball.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I want the foul there, too.
Yeah, you're going backwards.
Yeah,
you're
going back to the keeper. That's not an advantage.
Yep, great point. And now, this is what I think. Look at all these splits they set up.
Yes.
And they're in triangles without realizing
Well, that's why they can handle they don't mind having pressure put on them. They work really well in tight space. The funny thing is, when you look at our conference, that's how it was all year. We had teams.
Oh, what a race from Vivian!
That's how they scored the other night against West, was taking it from the keeper that way.
I think that people take for granted how important it is to defend in the team's defensive third, because a lot of times, especially younger kids in club and maybe Park and Rec in high school, they don't think of that as a moment to score. They think of that maybe we can take a little bit of a rest. They're just knocking the ball around, and you just saw it there how quickly that can change. As Edwardsville drives down the field with a little bit of pace, ball on the right foot, a shot from distance and wide. But hey, you can't fault somebody for taking a chance and just seeing.
Well, one of the things I always try to stress to my forwards especially is that I want them to be the best defenders on the team. Because if you win it, you got 18, 20 yards to go to goal, not 90.
And as a right back, when you have a team pressing you, it's very dangerous, very difficult to maneuver here.
Well, I tell you, this has been a fun game so far. The player for Normal up top, number 5, Joyce, what's his name? Is it Lubikin? But he's got some skill.
Yeah, Joyce
Lubica, yeah, nice skill.
Look at that from
Good,
Lieberman.
Quick feet.
But see, and this is what Normal's been
There
doing.
he goes.
Really
Look, he's trying to get behind him. I tell you, I think there's no doubt.
Goalie's playing pretty aggressive today.
He did
for
that
a
the other
purpose.
night.
Yep.
He stayed high against for the same reason against West because they were very quick up top.
And that's Colin Shelty, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
In goal for the Tigers.
Oh no, Lincoln is in goal.
Oh, Lincoln is. My apologies.
Lincoln's in goal.
Lincoln Allward. Sorry, folks. This is the first time I've covered either team, and we wanted to make sure we had a chance to showcase guys and girls the Southwestern Conference. It is one of the best conferences in the state, and always great to see Edwardsville really competing and doing well. And definitely a little bit of a collision there. And as a ref, with someone grabbing the head, when do you wait until the play's done to just give them a quick check?
Well, I tell you what, I think that was good right here because there was a chance for an advantage.
Yep.
It didn't come about.
Yep.
And he's bringing it back for the call, which is the right thing to do.
It is the right call.
Yeah, I agree. It just, too many times they blow the whistle too quick. Let the play go a little bit, see what happens because when the teams are this good, sometimes it's better to let them play a little bit and see if they can make something out of it rather than just blow the whistle.
And now another thing I think is great about just the officiating so far, and I'm not being funny about this if you're watching at home, is the fact that he's gotten out of the way. We saw that in the regional where you had referees getting hit by every pass in the book 6 or 7 times, and you want to be there, but you also don't want to be in the way of causing some deflections to happen too. So really good right now to be out of the play and still watch.
It's tough because as a referee, you've got to be in a position to see the plays, especially in this game because there's going to be a lot of grabbing. There's going to be a lot of things going on that you need to be close enough to see. But at the same point, you do not want to interfere with the play. Absolutely.
And we're going to see this now. I mean, Normal is hitting these soccer balls, folks, that are going every bit of 55 yards, and they're setting up for it. I mean, you would never see normally ever the last player on the 30-yard line on a goal kick, I don't think.
No,
but they
not
are.
Usually. Not usually. Well, you can tell they're not wanting to build out at all.
No, they are
I get
not.
that.
Yep.
I mean, I understand that. And that's one of the things that I really prefer to do is try to build out when you can, keep possession. But at the same point, they're seeing the pressure Edwardsville's putting on them. They're only playing with 2 up top. Why not just go ahead and send it long and see if something will break?
Well, in the game to slow down here now as we're getting into the middle part of this first half, but the score still remained at 0, and not really one team had that real dangerous moment. A couple of good chances, but nothing to where it really raised your octaves or got the decibels up, as Normal's doing a good job of competing in the air for these. Now, the question's going to be is who's going to be the first team to jump on it, I think. I think that'll be a tall tale sign.
That's always the thing. Who's going to be the first to break?
I've always said, and I always thought it was silly, but Blake Decker on Jeremy Allen always said you ought to be the first to win everything. The first throw in, make the first good pass, get the first shot on goal, get the first everything, first foul even called. And if you get to the first and dominate in those ways and at least have your name on it, there's a good chance you can carry momentum. Now, does it work? I don't know stats on it, but always just an interesting thought that I always like to emphasize to my club teams. And Edwardsville really has one. They were the first to win the foul, first to hit a shot on goal, first to have a throw-in, a set piece, and it so far has been
they played a lot calmer because of that, that's for sure. Once again, in tight pressure, they just took the ball out, took it out to the other side.
Now, you're going to see this left midfielder start to off because he's going to start to see that maybe he's not going to be one to drive down the gut, and that flick a little ambitious, but see how he's just staying away, the left midfielder for the Tigers.
Yeah, he does that very well. It's, I said it's mirror images because they do it all the time. And they're not...
Soccer's an accordion game.
Well, but even though their right midfielder's been open so much on this weak side, it doesn't mean they won't go the other way. That's the beauty of it.
I always hate to see those headers, too. Those ones that just drop right there from a 50-foot drop onto your head. Now, watch this with speed. This is where skill work's going to matter. A good entry ball, but that touch a little bit too far out in front of him. However, it deflects backwards for a corner kick.
No, he called a goal kick. Kick.
Okay. Maybe I missed something.
I thought it was a corner, too, but evidently, Edwardsville's not complaining. So, must not have been. Yeah, I tell you what, the wingers for Edwardsville are doing a very good job of in and out, like you're saying, like the accordion. They're doing a very good job. The only thing I don't understand right now is with them only playing 1 or 2 up, why not push your other back up a little bit higher on that weak side? Or, on the strong side, let him get up there a little bit more where he more involved.
Oh, this is where you don't want to see is confusion there, and you saw the forward there from Normal getting ready to pick that one up, and look at the explosion. Great turn in there, looking for something, but no, just went down, and it will be a throw-in for Normal. Watch the second runner down the line, and it's not going to find him, and never came in bounds.
Yep. Now, Lubica, I tell you what, they've been looking for him over and over, so that's definitely must be their goal scorer. I didn't see any stats on the team, so I don't know, but I just the way they're designing their play towards him, you have to think he must be their goal scorer.
Absolutely. As more substitutions in this first half, 15 minutes left to go.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in with us on this Friday night as we're bringing you. You know, when is the last time a sectional has been hosted in Alton?
It hasn't. This is the
This
first
is
one that I
incredible.
can
Now,
think
as a
of.
coach, what's it like to just have these coaches come in, especially from Normal, to see the facility? I mean,
Well,
this is
you know
cool.
what? That's the thing too. I think it's nice that the district can show off how pretty
Exactly.
this place
That's
is.
my point.
Exactly. I don't think you're going to see many places like.
Oh, number 7 again was looking for that flick. That was with purpose. He
There's a
saw
good
him
counter
running
coming
around.
here from Edwardsville.
Coming down the line. Now, look at the space starting to open up. If they're going to go across early, now's the time. There it is. And tried to find the feet, just went over. But if he explodes there, it's all about those split-second decisions. When is the right time to go?
Yeah. Well, number 7 for Edwardsville, who just subbed in. I don't know his name, but man, he was wanting the ball. He
That's
was
Jack
waving.
Kurgan. Jack
He's
Kurgan.
still waving. Look, he wants
Yeah,
it now.
he is saying, play me this ball. And a great flick.
There it is.
Now here, look
good
at that
feet.
skill work from number 7. The new
set him up. Oh,
right
what a
into the
beautiful
game, and look
move.
at this ball in the box. What defense and a recovery! That's a battle right there, folks, and
Wow.
that's why we brought you this game. These are top-notch players, and number 7, Kurgan, just had some of the nicest
wow.
skill work I've seen in a while. But number 13 for Normal, that's Jaden Ulrich. That's how you defend. Whoa.
Bad call there.
Yeah, it was.
off.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't even.
He won that.
Yeah. You can't really deny that one
Wow,
here.
but he's doing well. You're
going
absolutely
back
right.
down
What
here
good
to 13.
defense.
It's not about getting beat, because sometimes a
You're
guy's
gonna
going to
get
have
beat.
good
Yeah,
skill work.
But he recovered so well,
His
and he
turn
didn't
wasn't
quit.
sideways. It was straight
Exactly.
back to the ball, and all hands on deck, and my
his
ass off
first,
to
his
that.
first step back, and he dropped perfect.
What a throw-in from Edwardsville. Ball still bouncing the box. You don't want to see this. Here it is. There's the moment. It's got to be a one-timer
Yep,
there,
I
I
was thinking
think.
the same-
Oh, but look at
heavy
this touch
touch,
in
heavy
just
touch.
outside.
Yep, heavy touch.
And they did call the
Yeah, it
goal
was out
kick.
of bounds,
If
yeah.
that's a split second, we keep talking about that. The decision making is literally down to milliseconds.
Well, you know, you try to tell your players, you just can't get 2 touches in the box. You got to hit it when
Nope,
it's there.
it's gotta be once
and get
and
it at the
gone,
front.
yep.
Just get it into the mixer, see what happens. Tell you what, Normal's having a hard time
getting up
out.
the field, yeah.
Edwardsville's really pinning them back, and you see there's more and more numbers back for Normal. They've only got 1 guy up now. That's it.
Well, and that's a good point too, because it's not just how well you can defend, because eventually you're going to get tired. You can defend for 80 minutes, or 79, but that 1 minute maybe you're just worn out, because for 10 minutes straight you just get these balls bounced into you. You got to start seeing your midfield maybe getting a little bit more aggressive. Take a foul and just let them know you're here to compete.
Oh, that's part of it too.
You know,
yeah, you got to be
and-
willing to get in the fight, is what I always say.
And
you gotta
that's
do that.
my takeaway right now early into this game, because, I mean, it's still 0-0. There haven't been really those
Exactly.
too many dangerous moments, but if you're Normal, you got to pull this together and maybe start getting a little feisty here, getting a little chippy, and just saying, hey, it's time to reclaim some of this halfback.
Well, but here's the other thing too. You're thinking about what you just said. Maybe it's the other way. They're just saying,
That's
look, we
true.
want to hold this.
That's true.
Keep it zeros as long as we can, and wait for that
Because they
chance,
are
and then
playing
we'll
that
throw
way.
numbers
You're-
up.
you're actually-
Because I've seen teams do that where they'll play one guy out, just sit, and then all of a sudden, 10 minutes left. Now they throw 3 or 4 up and catch you, ball watching. Next thing you know, it's 1-0.
It's
So,
all about how you prepare.
I agree,
It's-
and you've got, like I said, you got 2 really good coaches over there.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, he's been there forever. Mark, of course, is phenomenal. So, you got really good coaching out here. Who knows? That may be exactly what they're looking to do.
And young players, if you're watching this, watch every one of them defend. Every one of them's got a hand on their opponent just to let them know I'm here. It's not a dirty thing just to say they're pushing them. It's just saying, hey, I got my hand on the player. I'm getting ready to defend them. That's how you defend. And you got to let them know I'm right behind you and I'll be here all game.
You better be on them tight, and that's the thing. If you're not,
No.
and your hands got to be out there. That's how
Yeah.
you adjust your distance from
Yes.
the ball. But it's like in basketball, the old hand check. But you just don't push off. That's all you do is use it as a distance.
Well, and that's
gauge.
something that's always hard for young players, I think, to adapt to, is the fact that it's not being mean or dirty as a player, it's being physical. There's two differences, and this is a physical, not even physical, just it's a very finessed game so far.
Yeah, there hasn't really been much.
It's
one or two
been,
fouls,
yeah.
and they weren't heavy fouls. They were just fouls.
And it was I clipped you fouls. It wasn't
yeah,
intentional.
exactly. Going, and that's because they're really good. I mean, you
Yeah.
see, really good skill negates that kind of play.
Well, and that's what I always say. I mean, if you see a team that really has to go out there and be brutal, it's because they're maybe not as confident that they're going to be able to take you on one and really outwork you and outplay you. In Edwardsville, look at this. Now, this is where the mistake
You see
starts.
this?
Yep.
Look at the pressure now they're putting here. So again, one guy up top, then all of a sudden one turnover. Now three bodies are up top.
That's a good moment. That's a good point. That was Carson Mazzell, and what he did there, you're right, because he hasn't been. I mean, he's been active, but hasn't been sprinting all game.
No.
He saw his moment and exploded and was right on him. And you're right, they are playing. It looks like they're playing
he's
that
been
way.
sitting more in the midfield for the most part, and then boom, there he is. So that's again tactics from good coaching, good chances. You know your team.
What
you
a
know what you can
fast
do.
first half.
It's gone by really
10
quick,
minutes.
hasn't it?
This is incredible.
It's been fun to watch.
But you know what? I'm going to give credit to the referee for not slowing the game down, too, because sometimes when you start to see it get chippier in the middle part of the half, it always does, you start to hear the whistle blowing more. And he's letting these kids play, and I love that because these teams are good, and they
Ooh, there's a
deserve
good
to
counter
play.
coming.
We have a moment here from normally he's offsides by a
Ooh.
country mile, though. Edwardsville, did you see that they stepped their center back and right back just a half a step right when he made the run and made it look more pronounced than what it was? Look at that lunge. It's the simple things in life
Come
like
on,
that.
keep it
Open
coming
your
this
hips,
way.
come on.
Oh, I just slid.
Oh, there was their moment. You had him coming up the right side. And this is what I love, too, is the Southwestern Conference has really been known for if a team goes and makes a run, they're supportive of the Southwestern Conference. And I think that's what's fun, where we all just become fans of good soccer.
Yeah.
You know, and we're seeing that tonight here at West. Two good soccer teams. And really just exciting as that ball is now gone back. And we were seeing the game, and we had so many questions about this, and you actually answered it. It was during the Collinsville Granite City game. The goalkeeper had his arms extended and trapped the ball, and that you can't do because you're bringing it down to your hands, correct?
Right. Well, you're parrying
What
it.
was the term you used?
You parry it.
Parry
And
it.
by the referee
That
made
makes
the call he
just
made.
something to take in mind because these games, those things matter.
Oh,
'cause
another good
what
move.
a turn there! And from distance, maybe he had his head up looking for it.
He's got the winger.
And there's Lieberman now, number 2. And you get around him here? No, because you had someone coming in across. You're going to take their space. And this is how you have smart soccer.
Oh, man.
Your right back was...
Look at the gap he just created.
Yep.
Oh, it was a bad ball.
But see, look at your right back.
Yeah.
He was waiting for it because he saw the overlap was on, but the forward was here, so he got out of his space and just waited.
It's just fun to watch. I mean, you just see these guys moving all the time, and their heads are on swivels constantly. There's nobody standing waiting for something to happen.
If that was 23, that was... I couldn't tell who just came off the field. Might have been 24. The right back or right midfielder, one of them just made that great run, but really had a great showing there from the Tigers.
Well, Edwardsville's done a very good job. They've had, possession-wise, they've had the bulk of it. But this is why you play these games. You don't play them by phone. You come because all it takes is one mistake. And now, the other night, that's how it was with Belleville West. It seemed like West was carrying the game, and all of a sudden, one mistake, boom, Edwardsville's winning. Well,
and you never know. And that's really the writing on the wall is who is going to be the one to make that first mistake. And that's why, especially the higher levels you go, it's all about the mental fitness.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, you have to be mentally fit to play this game. If you're one of those folks that maybe gets a little bit too angsty, you could be a 35 goal scorer, but if you're not mentally ready, there's no point in putting you in the game.
I agree. I'll tell you what, it's like I said, you just see right now, Normal's got 10 players in their own half, way in their own half, 20 yards. I mean, Edwardsville they could throw up another 2 guys.
Now, and I want to ask you this in all seriousness, because some teams do this with teams they aren't too familiar with, or maybe teams they have not the best results with, is that they overestimate maybe a little bit. Do you see that happening here? Do you think
I don't.
maybe? Okay.
I don't think so.
And I'm
I'm
not
not-
degrading the Edwardsville fans with that. It's just sometimes you always go, we're playing the Yankees, so we got to put everybody back in the
No,
wall.
I think it's because he sees what
Okay,
they
very fair.
He does what I tell my players: take what they give you, and they're giving them this, and they're taking it. And
Uh-oh,
that's
this
what good
is where
teams
you
do.
don't want, because number 7 has room to run, and
Ooh, there
watch
he
the
goes!
speed.
Ooh.
But look at Lieberman to
Ooh.
close this down. Great defense there from the Tigers. Lieberman saw this moment and was tracking back. Number 7, Believe Avita, just did an outstanding turn there and a good little entry ball. But the second ball is what you got to watch
Look how fast
for.
that winger got back up. He's been sitting in the midfield, sitting back, and now he's up in the attack. I'll say this:
Normal with the
Normal
dick.
must be very fit to do what they're doing.
And that ball connected. I don't think it was where it wanted. And see, now, there's, if you're Edwardsville, you want maybe a little bit of some cheddar being pulled, maybe to slow it down. But no accounts getting opened yet, and maybe just a quick little chat saying, calm down, guys. We're 5 minutes left in the first half.
That was a good foul.
It wasn't,
That was a good
but you know
foul.
what? It wasn't dirty. It was
No,
an
no,
aggressive.
I'm saying it's a good foul
for
because
the fairness,
it
though,
keeps the game from coming. Because
And-
if I'm coaching, I tell my guys that's where you want to foul them.
Well, see,
don't give them a chance to
time
break
and time
out.
again, I'm glad that they're doing this, though, and we can show this on the screen because parents think, oh, he's being aggressive. No, that's wanting the ball, and that's just being a good player. There's nothing about that that's malicious. It's just give me the ball, and Lieberman.
No,
now,
he didn't slide. He didn't go after his legs. He grabbed onto him, and that's what you do.
It's exactly what you do. And, Lieberman's been one of their best so far, I think, for the Tigers tonight. Really doing a great job of holding the ball. Normal's not going to get that one. And just seeing where the space is, because he's been good about knocking the ball back, but he also has been watching this front line. And if they have any moment, he's trying to zip them in, and that ball's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick.
I tell you, I'm watching Edwardsville play, and it seems like they just can't find that last pass. They're good up into the 20 yards out, and then all of a sudden they're just not making that good last pass.
I will say this: if they find it, you could see an explosion of goals.
It's there. The weak side guy is wide open. He just can't find him yet. But like I said, they're doing everything they can. But that's the Southwest Conference.
Yep.
That's how we are every game. It's fun to watch.
Well, and it really can change on a moment's notice.
Yeah.
As you got a 50-50 won by Edwardsville, second ball won by Edwardsville on a great touch, and now the field's opening up here, folks. A good entry ball, and now we're going to see some fireworks here. We have runners on the back post. Drops it down. He's going to have to get it off his foot quick. What a
good
read.
block.
Great defense on that recovery, and now they have a chance to counter. Normal does. A ball just great read by Lieberman. Outside of the foot.
Outside.
Yep, outside. Thinking the same thing. Outside of the
outside
foot,
of his
that bad
foot,
boy.
he's behind
And 5 is off to the races. Joyce Lubica is doing a great job. Really just... He's doing.
Here's a counter chance.
This is where we
Believe is there. Oh no, bad first touch.
Yep, bad first touch leads it to Lieberman. But Lubica is doing a good job of really just doing what Messi does in floats. He's being the floater. He's not sitting there and standing in one space.
Can he
as now
catch by him?
That he keeps
kept
it in
it in.
bounds.
Oh, great tackle again. 13 has had a great
Just
match
a
so
great
far.
defensive game. Jaden Ulrich.
Jaden Ulrich, man, what a nice
The
player.
senior from Normal, and he is really a captain. And you know what? Captains lead by example. And I'm sorry, if I'm a player on the field, if he tells me to do something, I'm saying aye, sir, because he's been there.
He's
every
put his
step
body
of
on the
way.
line 3 or 4 times already.
But you know what? Number 4 here, Jalen Sandlin had that could have been dangerous.
Yeah.
But just mistimed it a little bit.
Oh!
Ball
Ball's
bouncing.
loose. Oh, couldn't quite find it.
And really just got a little bit lucky there because as a center back, I always get nervous seeing him slide like that because you never know. A half a hair, and the referee's got to make a call.
I agree. Stay on your feet.
Yep.
Don't go down. I mean,
Now,
if
out
you're,
wide's
the winger's different, right?
Out
You got the
wide's
sideline to
different,
help you defend, but when you're in the box, you're
It's
right.
all you.
Stay on your feet.
And a long throw
man.
again. Man, look at this.
Oh, no, you know what? Nobody on the back post.
Yeah, that surprises me.
Yeah,
'cause
me
that-
too.
that
I was
does
thinking the same
surprise
thing
me.
because for them, they usually always have that guy there. Well, I tell you, one of the things you start to worry about if you're Mark Heiderscheid is we're dominating the play, we're not getting our shots, we're not finishing, and you start to get a little nervous in games like this.
As a player, especially too, you get nervous because you start to believe the corner's coming.
Yeah,
and that's look at that run. He saw it at 11. Did he picked his head up, put it back down? Great read again by Lieberman.
This. For
Cooper Lee was
Normal
making
community,
that run.
they are really good when they get the ball forward to get bodies up quick. And because it's amazing. I mean, they've got 9 guys
you're
behind
right.
on their
It's
own.
within 5
half,
seconds.
and
It's
they're
within
gone.
5 seconds they're exploding. It's
Yeah.
not 30 seconds
Very
of a
fit.
jog.
They're very fit.
And this is a good game for young players to watch, really. I mean this. Yep.
That was a good call.
That was a good call. A little bit of just some.
Oh, no.
We're going to stop the clock here at 1:05. It's too early for this, I think, but going to give some yellow cards out. You know. Oh, and see, you don't want to do that. No. That's what I did all the time. And I'm telling you what, folks, you should see I was the king of arm waves and led the conference in yellow cards. And that's what you don't want to do, because now if you get a little bit aggressive in the second half and you get a second yellow, your team's down and you're out of and you don't want to plead your case like that. But you know, the referee there, if you're going to give it to one, you got to give it to both of them.
That was,
you know, that's a little bit.
He gave that for throwing the ball, though. That was a dumb thing. Don't delay it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's only a minute left. You've got.
I'm sorry. Because I thought it was Edwardsville's free kick. That's why I thought he was. That's why I didn't know why he got the card.
Oh, wow. Good. I'll tell you what,
better call
the goalie for Edwardsville, Lincoln,
sorry,
being very aggressive off his line, he did that the other night. And I'm going to tell you, thank God for that, because
you're right.
They're putting the ball in a dangerous spot right in front of him like that. That's if
good tackle there. What timing? Because that could have been really dangerous. Whoa! But it makes sense now that he got the card, because I thought it was their foul. I thought that they got the call for them. That makes sense. And now the player's back in. But, you know, if I'm the coach, I'm saying let's see it at the halftime.
That's what I was thinking, too. Me personally, just said, there's only a minute left. Why? Here's the other thing. The referee, I don't know the referee, who he is, but some referees are notorious for, look, you put him back on too soon.
Yep.
You know, you're not showing me up, but, you know.
Yeah. You're saying I'm wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
so
saying that,
so let him sit out till halftime and let everybody cool down.
But you know what? I'll say this, though. Give this referee credit, because normally when a player does that and throws them, and I've had that happen to me personally, folks. I'm telling you this. I have a favorite referee of mine. That's when you see the red card come. And he didn't. Let him have his say and get a little steam off, and that's it. Second half. But, folks, I mean, Edwardsville, possession-wise, has had the ball. But here's the issue. It's 0-0, and if you're Edwardsville, it's how do we find that ball? How do we find that moment to really drive home and get a point? And if you're normal, how can we really close this down and find one to steal off their foot with confidence and get that moment? Because Edwardsville had 5 really good chances, but those chances were kind of hindered by a little bit too much time on the ball, maybe a split-second decision that could have gone a different way. You got to be a little bit more aggressive in your 18.
Oh, and composure in the box, too.
That's what I mean.
The one really chance at that near post, if he goes far post with the ball, it may be a goal, or it's at least a better chance. And instead of a half chance, you got a really good chance. But right now, Edwardsville has dominated the play as far as possession. They've been much better in the attacking third. The only thing is they didn't find that last pass that they really need.
But, you know, and if you're normal, that's what I think you got to have a chat about, too, is, listen, this team's knocking on the door. How are we going to shut this down? Because the dam will break eventually. And if you're Edwardsville, it's going, how can we be confident but not overconfident to get our line caught up so normal can't counter us?
Well, you said it, because that's what they're doing. It's a counter game. And I'm going to tell you, that's the problem when you're the better team.
Yep.
Sometimes you get a little bit overconfident thinking we can just hold this all half, and then boom, one counterattack. And I'm going to tell you, that number 5 up top, number 7, both of them, they're dangerous. And they're showing they can get behind the defense.
Well, and really another point to that, you know, you have to have a good back line and a good defensive team to play counterattack soccer. If you don't have a good defensive team, you are going to be 4-0 down, and there's no such thing as a counterattack. You got to win the ball first before you can.
Well, their left back for Normal's done a very good job.
As far as
very
I'm
good.
Concerned. There's been 2 players of the halves, and number 13 for Normal. That's Jaden Orrick has come up big. Now there's been 2 for Edwardsville that I got my eye on. That's Lieberman, who's read everything and really found some entry balls. But what I find good is number 18, that Henry Vivian, who has really been kind of waiting there and had some couple of dangerous moments doing some good stuff. Have you seen any players?
The player they brought on from him, and I should have wrote the number down.
I was trying. It's hard to see.
But he hasn't been back on, and he made
had those
unbelievable
major
moves
moments.
And just chewed guys up. I was thinking, man, well, but maybe he's fighting injury. There could be things going. You never know. But, man, he was very impressive. So, right now, it's been a very good half. I'm sure Mark is telling those guys, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. We're dominating this. Eventually the goal will come. I'm thinking if I'm community, Normal right now, I'm sure he's saying just the opposite, going, look, we're holding them.
Yeah.
We're where we want to be at 0-0. It's half. Now we just find a
But
chance.
it shows you how good coaching and how important that conversation is. It's about the mentality of it.
I
Because
agree.
that coach, as normal coach, would go, we have been getting stomped on for 45 minutes. Wake up and play. You got to find this. You're here now. You could berate them. But what's that going to do? What you're saying now is you just hit it. Hey, guys, it's 0-0. They can't find a way in.
Yep.
So let's use this, but let's find a way. Now, if you're Coach Hyder's side, you could say, what are you doing? You're taking too many touches
No,
in the
see,
box.
I don't think he'll do that because knowing Mark, he's
No,
going to tell him, he's going to say,
Right.
just maintain, guys. We've got this. That last pass is going to come.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
going
what I
to
mean.
come.
It's that mental side of things that's
'cause
so important.
He does it with his players. He's got them the confidence
Well, the
in their minds. to
misconception
do
with
it.
young coaches is we got to be a pistol. You
Yeah.
don't have to be.
No.
You just got to be a leader and have those conversations with and have some good mental fitness and lead the team that way. Like you said with Mark, you're right, because there's no doubt knowing him just playing against his teams. We were always the ones that were Spitfires, and Edwardsville was always the calm, cool after the
Well,
half.
I tell you what, I think the other night a little bit different.
Was it?
because
I didn't see the Belleville West game,
is a little
though.
bit better team,
They
so
were, yes.
they had to play a little bit differently. But I think right now, I truly
Well,
believe he's going to be telling them,
Belleville
just
West,
hang
I
in there.
thought, was winning state this year.
They were good. They were very good.
The conversations, and folks, the 10 minutes, if you're in the moment, you don't feel like it's 10 minutes. You got about 45 seconds. And what really is baffling to me, and this is where the mentality goes back into it. I'm such a big sports psychology person when it comes to this, because your rhythm changes as a player. You can't go on the field until 20 minutes before the game. You can only warm up for an X amount of time. You got to get off the field. You got 10 minutes at half. You can't step back. There's so many things that kind of do mess you up if you're really a routine person like I was. And so you just never know how those things go into play too. But you're a little bit further along in the playoffs now. It should be familiar territory. Who knows?
I don't know. I was lucky enough to win a state championship, and I'm going to tell you, every step of the way is tough.
Is it really?
Oh my gosh, because you just don't know you don't always know the teams. I mean, you watch the game film, you come in with a plan. Here's what we're going to do, but you just don't know. These are young players. Things happen. That's what makes high school, to me, much more fun than watching even professional, because professionals are just that. They do the same thing all the time. They handle all these things.
Yeah.
And as you said, with high school players, one or two things to throw you off rhythm is all it takes sometimes.
And no one adds this onto it. No one knows what's happening in the classroom at this point.
That's a good point,
and
too.
you got social lives and
Yeah.
grades and tests and then this and but you know what I think's really important too is you just hit it. Playoffs are different.
Yeah.
My senior year we won 16 or 17 games. We had a good record, and we were out in the first round of the playoffs because we didn't play well. And it wasn't because we were maybe the worst team. It was because we lost.
Yeah.
And, you never know when that team that maybe had a couple of wins goes on the run of a lifetime and the team that was perfect all season just implodes. I mean, you really don't know.
It doesn't happen as much now as it used
Yeah,
to, because I
you're
think
right.
the quality of players.
You're right.
And you hit the nail on the head with them. Ball now, they're playing at a higher level, so they're at all the
Yeah.
time, so they're learning how to handle that much better. But I'm going to tell you, 15 years ago that wasn't the case. You would see where the mentality really factored in, and you could see teams that weren't necessarily the best team getting on runs. You don't see quite as much now. You might see a team that maybe hasn't been successful all year, but they've got very good talent.
Yeah.
They just didn't put it together at that time. But right, this has been an exceptionally good game. I hope more people get a chance to see this. I wish more young people are out here watching, because this is an incredible game.
It really is. And you know what? It's really good for the fans, too, in our community. Because everyone talks about economic impact, but there's hundreds of fans here that are going to go to either Johnson's Corner or somewhere on the way home and patronize our businesses. And to open the doors up this way is a really cool thing, too. So, really wonderful. We have about 3 minutes left in this half. We're going to come back with more coverage for you. But, guys, this is anybody's contest. A flick of the right foot or the flick of the head, or maybe even just a ball getting caught in the lights could change this one. And one other thing before we take that break is all the facility upgrades. When I was in high school in 2017, it wasn't even like this.
Well, this is what's incredible, just sitting up here to be able to see the game from this height, and I mean the fans too, because you can see the play being built.
If you're a head
It's
coach, you'd
fun.
rather be up here to watch it than down
Without
on the
a
field.
doubt, you get more out of it. There's no doubt. You can see things so much better up here.
Hey, folks, we don't have very many commercials today because we're doing this a little bit different. We just wanted to make sure we're bringing you this game so much, but you guys know our sports sponsors at this point. You go to RiverBender.com, you see those lower thirds, but we're gonna play a couple of commercials. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half. Stay there. We'll stay here in the press box on RiverBender and Roku TV. the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now. You're listening to Our Daily Show. Sorry about that, folks. We're still, we had a little bit of a floater spot there as Edwardsville is now kicked off, and we're starting the second half of this IHSA Class 3A Sectional Final right here in Public School Stadium. One of the first times Alton's hosted a sectional, and look at this facility. There's a reason why. We got folks lined up from both Normal and Edwardsville filling the stands. Both teams had their halftime instructions read to them and talked over, and now we're ready to play 40 minutes to decide a winner, and if no winner's decided, we'll go into extra time, overtime, and we will see who will be going on to the Super Sectional. A long throw in as we are just now our first minute into this second half. Greg Nasello back in the studio, and we are bringing you the coverage here as both teams are now back on the field. Now look at Normal here, Dad, a little bit different. You got the team is a little bit more direct in the first minute, a foul called in favor of Normal, and now this is what you don't want to give up if you're Edwardsville, because now Normal looks a little bit fired up. They're not playing back. They're playing a little bit more forward, more direct compared to where they were. And you don't want to give up an early second-half goal, I don't think.
No, and they've already shown that they are dangerous on these restarts.
Want to thank Athletic Director Chris Kucineric for letting us come up here and broadcast this game. Richard Baird, your PA announcer over there, and then Eric Roberson around as well, and then multiple Alton Athletic families helping serve, and that is not the ball you want. They got lucky there on that. Because if you're
he was not happy, was he?
Yeah. But again, we were talking about this, and folks, it sounds a little bit different if you haven't played, but when you have a ball that's really heavily inflated, it is hard to get a good service off. It makes it difficult because your touch on the ball is a little bit different. How you strike it changes because it becomes a little bit more like a rubber ball more than it does really just a soccer ball when it comes to that point.
Well, and be honest, how many people don't want to head the ball?
And you can see it too.
You get away from it.
Watch them and they aren't ducking out of the way, but they're making an attempt. If they can chest the ball or find it with their feet, they're going to. And what a turn there by number 5 as they look to go out wide. Now 23 is going to have to. 5's going back to the back post. What a read there from Edwardsville. Now they aren't exploding out. That's a little interesting.
But Edwardsville's they're not a real good counter team. They like
they
to
like
build
to play.
it.
Okay.
They'll go with one or two, once in a while going long, but that's not their thing. They like to build it up and switch the flow. Getting to that back door is their key. That's what they're really good at. Oh,
what a ball across the grain. And see. Oh! That's a corner kick. What a play. That's a heads-up play. Now, this is where you have to be focused all the time.
I don't understand the keeper there not going down to the ball, getting down to the ground for that, because that ball was definitely a ball that was not going out. But hey, that's why we're up here. He's down there.
Well, and that's the thing, because when a ball's hit even a slightly bit different than you're used to seeing it hit, because that was hit a little awkward, it changed
everything. Here we go, the restart.
Yep, and this is where things get dangerous. An in-swinging ball. Oh, what defense from the Edwardsville Tigers! Whoa! That was the moment for Normal to go up 1-0, and Edwardsville was just doing a sure job in the back. Offsides, maybe. No, he wasn't. Wow. Good read there from the left back from Edwardsville, because number 11 was right on his shoulder to pick that one up.
I'll tell you what, that was nice. I don't know who knocked it off the line, but that was a game-saving play right there.
Again, you have to be mentally fit for this game, and you got a ball getting driven at you. It's hard to step in front of it. And
you're always screaming, don't disengage, and he didn't there, because if he would have, that would have been 1-0.
Wow. Ethan Elm getting ready to throw this ball in. And see, there... I always feel like that's the safest place to throw it, because it's not like you're going to get countered from that position. Another throw-in.
Well, you shouldn't be.
No.
You would think you'd be okay from there. But
well, and look at Normal shape. They're preparing for that. You got your center back all the way over. Your left half of the field's bare.
I'll tell you what, they're looking like they have a little bit more purpose in their play the second
don't they?
half.
I was just noticing that whenever they kicked off.
They're still going a little bit direct. I think they could do a little bit better if they would hold the ball a little more.
Now, what's Edwardsville got to do to counter this?
You know what? That's the thing. Mark, let's see what he does to counter is right, because right now, you don't want to get too panicked and think I got to change everything. But at the same point, you got to be a little concerned. That's where you lose as a young coach a lot of times, right? You got to be sure, but at the same point, you got to be thinking to myself right now. Maybe we have to change up what we're doing.
And they're doing it quick. Wow, 5 minutes into the second half, and we have our. Number 17, Jack Marty, is coming into the field.
Tell you one thing is that they're doing a good job of staying very compact defensively. They're giving the wing to Edwardsville if they want to take it, but Edwardsville, like I said, they like to go to that back door. They like to build through the middle to get to it, and right now Normal's making it very difficult for them to do so. Oh, that's a good ball.
That was a great ball. Now we'll connect. Number 7 with Edwardsville has it on his foot. That is Maj Hamad. A great and swinging ball! A full extension here! The Tigers are up! 1-0, 34-34 in the sectional final! And you can hear the fans of the Tigers roaring as Edwardsville, on a bomb of a rebound, is up 1-0, and they found it. Now the referee is saying, guys, we got to keep playing here.
I'm sorry.
I don't like that. You got to let these guys celebrate with their fans.
They're not doing anything to yell
That's
at the
not
fans.
egregious.
Their fans are on this end of the field, so there's nobody they're going to.
I'm serious about
You
that.
got to let them have some fun. I mean, my God, that's the hardest thing to do is score a goal in this.
Very few players make it this far.
Yeah,
to do that, I'm sorry, that was 10 seconds.
Yeah,
and the clock
that's
stopped
a little bit too
anyway.
much. Exactly. The clock's dead. You're not going anywhere.
The game's not about
Nobody's throwing their shirts off. They're just celebrating, and they should.
It wasn't what we saw in Granite with Collins. It was a lot different situation.
Well, that was a great finish, because he put that right on frame and hit it one time, did not take more touches than he needed to.
Watch your outside left back. He is already where he needs to be. I hope my players are watching this.
Well, let's see what Normal does to counter this, because now with being down a goal, you're going to have to come out.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, they may not want to do it right away. They may want to wait a little bit and keep it a little bit closer.
If you're Edwardsville, do you say put the gas down and let's start getting
I would not do a thing different right now. You keep going, because if you slow this game down, it's real easy to let the other team. Exactly. Yeah. You're going to let them get back into it.
What a read! Oh, what a read! And that's a foul. And now here's the yellow card.
Yeah.
Clock stopped at 33-37, and we have another caution. He just walked off the field. He knew it. That's a good player right there. I got you.
But why? don't call him back. There's no reason. He knows he's going to get a card.
It's not about attitude.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, that's one where he knew.
Folks know that I get a little bit chippy with referees, but sometimes I think it's just fine to let the kids play.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he did it. He was going off because he knew he did
yeah,
it.
he was just saying, "You're right, sir. That wasn't mean. He wasn't being a jerk."
No.
And I like that as a player because that knows.
One of the things just Edwardsville likes to do here. Look at the space.
I don't understand that.
No, be watching because they were notorious for sending an overlapping player here.
Hey,
and
Wes,
going
can we
short.
zoom out a little bit so we can show them this goal box? Thank you, sir. Yeah, let's see that. We got the right side all open up here, and that way we can just see this play develop.
Now, they may not do it, but they've been known to do this. I always tell my players I want 2 here just for that reason because they'll go a short play like overlap right now and play to them. Or you see 7 making the run out there. That's another one they'll do is try to do that where they can get that player in. But, they're known to do things like that.
See, this is
there
where
he
I always
goes.
got in trouble.
There he goes.
You're right. Watch it develop on the outside. And
you saw the kid from normal read it.
Hit it from distance. No, he's going to put it on his foot and drive. See, that's where you might have to have a cracker and hope for the best,
That's what I think, too. I'm with you. I think you let it fly there and just see.
And just see if it hits a body, gets a corner kick, who knows?
Put it in the mixer. Something good will come about.
33-10 left in this, and they're going for another long throw. Watch this one. Good placement right on the penalty spot. You got to challenge. You got to challenge. You got to challenge from distance. Have one. No, we're going to put it back down and play.
Look how confident they are in that
this
tight
is,
space.
And now look at the weak side runner. Look at back
there.
post. He's looking for it. Here's the ball.
There it is.
Oh, right on his foot, drop it off. Oh, and Edwardsville's up too. What a save. No way. Another save! You've got to be kidding me! What a save from the normal goalkeeper!
Back heel and a great save by the normal keeper. Well
my
done.
Goodness, that should have been 2-0.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, is right.
What a great save.
Who is the goalkeeper again? Is that Thompson?
Yes,
Bodie Thompson. Two great saves. And then the back heel was fantastic. Edwardsville going back post again. No, right down the gut. This is dangerous. 2 is true. No, it's not. It's still saved. Rebound again. Right over the bar. The Tigers are hungry now.
We talked about this game having potential to be a very good offensive game, and it's showing it.
God.
This is enjoyable to come out and watch. As I always say, I don't have a dog in the fight here, but I just love watching good football or good soccer.
Same here. And these are two good teams.
Oh,
this is football at its finest. Edwardsville, all credit to Bodie Thompson back there.
Two back-to-back
full
saves.
Extension on the first one, gets up on the rebound on the back heel and gets a foot to it. That is incredible.
Whoop.
See, I don't like turn. That's why I like to have the hips facing
inside.
Well,
here's the other thing too. You've got to check your shoulder. You got to know what's there.
Yep.
If you do, you know where you're at on the field.
I like to have hips facing the field. I never like to have the back to the
middle
agree. Of the field.
Put your butt to the line, as I was telling. That way you're always in a good position to bring it out.
Number 17 for the Tigers brings it down. Confidence again, like you said.
They do not mind playing in tight space. Oh, let's see what happens here. Get a chance for a counter.
Something's a brewing for normal. Oh, look at that skill work and a great overlap. Run, get a touch. It is. It's still inbound. What a touch.
Nope.
That's a foul. Yep.
Yeah, he grabbed him.
And there's your yellow card there for you, sir.
No, don't do that. I hate seeing that.
Yep.
I really do, because there's no reason. I mean, you got him. You've got him deep. Yeah, you fouled him, but it's deep. They're not going anywhere. Don't get upset.
Yep, and you don't even say anything to the referee. Just walk off.
You fouled him. You grabbed him, and you did it right in front of the linesman. Your AR, he saw it. Just back off. Give him the ball there, and let's keep him.
I get that, captains. You want to maybe have a quick chat, with the ref, but I think there's a time for that. You don't want to do it too early in the half. I don't think. Yeah. Maybe.
Well, and again, that was an obvious.
It was. You
pushed
him and got a little angry. It happens.
You did it right in front of the AR.
But you know what?
Hard to avoid that one.
It's a sectional final. This is going to be this one.
Well, you know what? If not, something's wrong with it.
Exactly.
You should have a little bit more spark than usual. Yeah.
This is the big one, and good for the referee for not talking to the player.
I like that too. You know what? Just let it go.
And I'm serious, because a lot of referees don't, and they'll say what they have to say. This guy's been very calm. That touch is needed there big time, as now we have a little bit of a situation developing in the middle part of the ballpark. Great touch by Lieberman. See, too much on that one here in the middle part of the field. Yeah,
he had his left back wide open. He could have played once to him, and then see what comes up forward from that. But yeah, trying to do a little bit too much
for the
there.
parents at home that are watching this going, why are these teams passing backwards? They aren't passing backwards. They're building them out of the back, and they're trying to find shape. And this is how two teams do it.
Turnover.
You see the center back drops. The whole team starts to try to find a way to maybe go forward. It's not going backwards. It's going backwards with a purpose to build and go forward. And now Edwardsville's trying to find one down the middle. And a little ambitious, but Normal has not been beaten yet on that ball.
No, not yet. And they've done a great job of staying compact around the
on if they can find it. And just the ball.
Nice tackle.
What a run there.
He should have played him.
He was offsides and he knew it. He was a good read from 7. What a touch. And now the ball on the outside.
One-on-one chance. He got the overlap.
Edwardsville's captain has a chance to add to the lead. And a miscommunication there. He looked to find the second runner, but the second runner went back post. And this is dangerous if you're the Tigers. That overlap was on, and maybe just a little too ambitious there, I think.
They're a better decision there because I really do think going out wide there was the better decision.
And, folks, you're hearing it from two players that have been there, done that. And, see, I get it, but I don't there, too. You got to be a little bit more strong, I think, as a defender. I've always been the one to argue that because I always wanted to score. So, but you know what? I really love this back line of Normal. You know why? They're full of fight, but also they're full of skill.
Yeah,
these guys can play.
They're not.
They can play, man.
You know, one of the things you always think is that a lot of the back line players
make that overlap and run.
Skill, but that's not the case here.
That was on, but what a play there from number 8 from Normal to keep that ball in bounds. And look at the pressure. Now, see, there it's hard to have a double down there and press the goalie, but at least putting work on the left and left back and left midfielder.
Well, the one thing is Edwardsville's goalie is shown he's got decent foot skill.
Yes.
I don't want to say great,
we haven't
but
seen
decent.
enough of it yet. Yeah.
And I think you still have to press him, though. You still got to throw at him. I thought that's what Normal did well there, was at least send a player at him and make him have to play the ball. And if he does get it cleared out, that's fine, but you at least got to force him to make it. There's a great overlap again.
Yes, it is, and look at all that space that created. That's a foul going in.
Yep.
And see, what I'm not being funny about this, folks at home. We got 28 minutes left. Every player's having a hard time finding that right distance on their ball. These are club players. These are development players. These are good players. There's something about it they aren't liking. It seems a little bit too heavy for them because everyone's hitting the ball the same. If you can see it, it's just maybe about 4 or 5 yards a little bit back. I don't know if they're thinking they got to hit it a little bit softer. It's just everyone's misjudging how the weight of the pass right now on these on the height balls, not the ones on the ground, but the ones that are going in the air.
Now, part of that just could be with the ball itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
It's
I
too
think
much
it's a
air
little
in the
heavy.
ball. That's
Ooh,
what
he
I'm
looked
being
offside.
serious. When there's and he back on too.
Yeah, so I'm thinking he was off and came back on, but he didn't call it. So
good
and
defense.
the AR is right
good
there.
Good defense there from number 8. Did you see that? And he
very
didn't
good.
dive in, didn't put his arms out there. Just
and by the way, how about the cover number 13?
Yeah,
Dave?
that's how you defend.
I mean, it's beautiful.
That's how you do
pressure
it.
cover to its best. You know, and if you look on the weak side, they did a good job. The center back didn't. He stayed in the center. You know, and that's one of the hardest things to do is keep your center back from leaving that spot. But he stayed there, so if the guy did make his way, there was no cross that was going to be dangerous.
I had a conversation with my you say, Coach, all the time you say it's a free-flowing game, but you tell me to get back to the middle too much. I go, yeah, because you're a center back. I need you in the center of the field. And I want you to get up the field and
England,
score.
they call them center halves for a reason. We want you on this center,
Yep.
this half of the center. Stay there, and there's a reason for that because with playing a flat back, you've got to cover that space. As you can see, what Edwardsville's been doing all day, and that is cutting off passing lanes. That's the key in this kind of a set.
100% over.
You're not trying to win the ball from the player as much as win the ball in the pass. It kind of goes back to good basketball teams doing the same thing.
Speaking of good basketball teams, we're right around the corner of that, and Edwardsville's got another great team of brewing. Alton High girls team is going to be doing some good stuff. Alton's basketball team, men's side last year, had some good moments too. They're going to have some good
I can't wait
season.
to this year. I love watching good basketball. There's
High
nothing
school
like
basketball.
It. It's awesome.
And see, I'm a bummed out guy because I don't like the whole making money in college. I think it takes away from the heart of the game. But, you know, at least I can watch high school and still see the passion of it.
Well, I tell you, I was impressed right there. You just saw Lincoln coming off his line, the goalkeeper for Edwardsville, owning his box. That's what I'm big on for keepers. You got to own that box, and he's done it 3 or 4 times already. You know, that's how the game has changed. Oh, look at this, another great ball to the weak side. He's behind the defense. Great run in. Can he get it off? He's looking to lay it. There's a ball. Finish! 2-0! Unreal! What a great ball!
are making a strong case to head to that super sectional.
I believe that was number 18 that made the run deep, wasn't it, Henry, that made the run there? Beautiful run. And nice, just looking for the second runner, laid it back beautifully into the danger spot. That's where you always tell your players you want to arrive late to that cross, and he did it perfectly.
Yep.
He came in late. You saw all the normal players are caught up by the 6, and he was wide open
Edwin van
and
der
did
Sar
not try to blast it. He just finished
I keep
it.
telling we had to
Finished
talk
it
about this the
beautifully.
other day at club, and they said, Coach, how do you finish a cross? I said, back where it comes from.
Exactly.
Because
Put it back where
Edwin
it came
van der
from.
Sar could have been in goal, but the way that your physics are, you aren't going to be able to get back that. The goalie had no chance there, and it was because of the way that Edwardsville didn't just run as fast as they could up the field. It was, we're up there, we aren't just blasting. All right, now let's find our entry ball. And they did, and they got it. And you saw it developing from a mile away.
Oh, it was beautiful. That was one of the nicest attacks of the night. And you know what's funny is Normal didn't do anything to hurt themselves.
It was just a good play. Yeah.
Sometimes,
what can you do?
I
They
was
beat
going to
you.
say, what do you do? You just sometimes there's nothing you can do.
But you know what? I love this Normal team. Look at their heads. You see where they're all up?
Oh yeah.
They're no one slunched over and going, oh, we're beat. It's let's get a goal. Look at
if I'm Mark Hardyshide right now, you know what I'm telling my team
Get
is
back.
No, I'm telling them you better keep playing because 2-0
Oh, really? Okay.
is the worst lead in the world to me. You better get the third one.
You're right,
Because
2-0 is the hardest to keep.
Right now that team is still in the game. One goal changes the momentum quickly.
Well, and we talk about this all the time. 67% of all goals are scored on the reset. Within 5 to 10 minutes. You have got to be aggressive in this next 5 to 10. Or
You
not
better believe
aggressive,
it.
but just closing everything down and making sure you're aware.
You always, that's another looking again for that backdoor ball. You know, Ed Honeyke used to tell us years ago when I was playing for him in college, you know, most goals come in the first 5 minutes of the game, of the half, last 5 minutes, or immediately after the other team, a team scores. So you got to be ready for that. And right now, you can see Edwardsville has not stopped. They've got numbers pushed up. They're looking to go for another chance. That says a lot.
It really does. And it says a lot for Normal, too, because to get scored on twice and a half.
And they're not backing off. They're coming.
Referee has called something. I'm not being funny. I don't know what the call is.
Yeah, because he didn't point.
He just stopped the game.
Everybody's moving, so it's Edwardsville's ball, but I don't know what.
Was it a handball?
I mean, it might have been. I don't know. I couldn't. I'll be honest with you. I was looking away from the play.
I was too.
To see the build because you could see a chance. Edwardsville once again creating on that weak side opportunity. Oh boy, he's there. Now, what? Oh, good again. 13.
Something wrong with this ball. I'm telling you, that ball sounded like he hit it 400 miles an hour and it barely made it there.
It's got
There's
too much air in
something
it.
wrong.
Yeah, it's just too much air in the ball. There's no doubt.
And honestly, you have to prepare your body a different way, or get a different. You have to feel the ball out differently. It's one of those things where you don't think about until you think about it.
Well, you know, it's one of those things that in the old days we used to fill ball because you to the touch, to the feel. Now they just go, it needs this many pounds of pressure, and that's all they do.
Yeah, I've seen that. Look at this long throw. A chance for them to go up by 3, the Tigers. A great service in. Ball bouncing the box. You don't want to see it top of the box, but Normal gets it out for the most part. Edwardsville had a chance to go right back down the throat. They let it go out of bounds and reset for another long throw. Here it comes. Right back to it. And they give him a corner kick. You don't. Oh, no, he saved it. What a read from 24.
Partially saved it. But you're right. See, they're just right now, Edwards is putting the ball in the mixer saying, hey, let's see what happens.
Yep.
It's been dangerous all night, more so now than it was earlier.
Because going at him direct wasn't working.
No.
You could not get past those two center backs.
They've done a great job of being compact.
So you have to find a different way, and they did. Now, if you're Edwardsville, you put 14 up ahead of 8 to hope you can get this clearance if it comes your way. Great ball in!
Oh, another one off the line.
But that defender didn't leave his post.
No, that was a half chance. It was a great shot in. I mean, he made a nice play to kick it off the line, but yeah, that was just a nice play. Well done.
Great turn there. What a great combination there from Edwardsville. Didn't go right back.
Oh, look at 7, wanting the ball. He's wide open. Tell you what. He's got some nice skill. There he goes.
Oh, look at that L-turn. L-turn driving in. That could be a... shot from
wow, he ripped.
Whoa, have a cracker for you, son, and a save. That's a corner kick for the Edwardsville Tigers on that was at least 60 miles an hour
That
off the foot.
He roped it. Was that Mod that hit that?
Yes,
one?
that was
a rope.
incredible.
Wow.
Wow
And
is
he's going
right.
off the field. I'm thinking, why?
He needs to stretch. It's like hitting a home run.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's like hitting a home run.
Oh, wow. He absolutely
Wow
ripped
is
that
right.
ball. Man, great move.
Maj Tamad, just with a great
Oh, and
turn.
he set him up for that, didn't he? He leaned in, he
Yep.
pulled it back, put it
The
behind
simple
him.
moves
Beautiful.
work, folks. Good service in, ball bouncing, but normal
That's a handball.
handball in the box.
Handball in
Count.
Edwardsville, yeah. Yeah. That was a tough one, for the AR to see, but he flagged it right away because I thought the center would have the better chance to see that. I'm still surprised, even though it's 20 minutes left. Again, I understand the coach not want to give up a third one, but at some point
You got to go.
you got to come out. I mean, this is the sectional
Listen,
final.
no one's going to remember the score.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're right now. You got to be thinking. I got to get some bodies.
You're
up here.
100% right about this. What's the difference between, and honestly, not to, go back too far, but just like you guys, everyone goes, well, man, Wes got a lot of goals. Well, it's like, yeah, because Alton needed to score. So
Well,
you
there's
send
no
people
point.
up. Who cares if it's 7-1?
No.
You're already losing one. You need to tie.
No,
And
that's what we thought about because when we had to keep the game
You do.
scoreless and like they did, and then once we gave up a goal, now you got to
You just
go.
gotta
You
go
got to
for
go.
it.
There's no point.
And that's what
Oh
happened.
boy,
Uh-oh.
this could be trouble because the goalie for normal is not off his line.
yeah, I noticed that he was really
He was
sitting
way back.
Yeah.
You would think, and again, I guess I can used to our conference the way we play. Everybody's always up high. I mean, even my goaltender is 30, 40 yards out at all times. So you would have thought their goalie would have done the same, but maybe that's just not his forte.
Whether you're one of the 44,000 Roku TV downloads that watching at home on your TV or you're watching on your Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Another long throw here. But see, you know what I think's interesting? That's
he's
a
got a good
handball.
turn.
That was a handball in the box is what that was, and they were calling for it. Normal did a great job of reading that and just calm on the ball. And watch how they set up for the throw in as we have some great jostling for position going on and the ball finally cleared. Did you see how Normal didn't press
Yeah.
up? They said, you know what, we got caught twice. Let's set some numbers
That's
back.
exactly right.
And
We
but
got
that's
caught
a good
twice.
team.
Yeah,
That's a
smart
good
play.
team that learns. And just one. Folks, our live coverage on RiverBender doesn't stop here. We got Saturday with you from 1 to 3:15 as I'll be up in Grafton for the Country Music Festival and more church services on Sunday, City Council on Monday, and our daily show, then election nights Wednesday. So we'll be busy for the next 5 days, and we have 18 more minutes of great soccer here at Public School Stadium on top of State Street Hill. Who's had the most substitutions, do you think?
You know what?
haven't taken track.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't really watched. The game has flowed so much that even the substitutions are flowing. You're not even noticing them coming on the field,
No.
which is amazing. That's a great
Oh,
tackle.
what a turn!
And you get the counter.
No, you don't want to foul here. You cannot foul
That's
here.
what I was
What a
going to say. If
defensive job.
Edwardsville could have made a really bad mistake if they would have fouled there, because
See,
there's
you
no
can't-
reason to.
As a player, we all fall victim to what just happened there is doing too much sometimes. I don't
That's a
think
good
that's
call.
a foul.
Oh no!
I don't think that's a foul at all.
Well, I thought it was for Edwardsville because he leaned
Yeah.
into him and extended his arm. Once you extend your arm, it's kind of hard.
You're right.
to
'cause
not
you're
call
full
that.
extension.
Yeah,
Yep, it makes sense.
it's hard not to call
But
that.
why
I
did
mean,
you call it against him?
I don't know. I don't know what he saw, but
Maybe
you know what?
an
He was
impeding
standing right
or
there.
impeding.
You know what the beautiful? He was in perfect
Well, and
position.
see,
he was standing
you know,
right
you
over
and
the
I,
foul.
and that's one thing for the folks at home too. We're seeing it from about 50 yards.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
guy's
he's
right, in
right
front
on
of
top of it.
This guy, all these referees have done an amazing job of keeping the flow of this game going, and it really has. And I get a little bit. That's a foul coming
Yeah.
out and a yellow card. He's going to stop the game.
No.
That was a pretty violent whistle job. That's why I thought.
I thought so,
when
too.
you
The
get
way
an
when
aggressive
you blow
whistle,
it hard
you kind of
like that,
get the
yeah.
tones figured
Oh.
out. Oh, he said something. This is going to be different. Folks, you don't want to see that at all. This is going to be for dissent. I've seen too many of these. Yep. Is right. I thought he was getting ready to grab for
Yeah,
another
because
card. You don't
it was
want
a
to
quick.
see that.
That was a quick yellow and down. And
Yeah,
it's like,
that
was he
wasn't
gonna?
good. He must have said something because he didn't look like it was an issue until
Yeah.
conversation.
I mean, it was a foul. He
It
fouled
was.
him.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
It was
you're
a
up
good call.
2-0. He called the foul. Back
But
off.
see, this is where, as a player, we're up 2-0. Calm down.
Yeah,
and not.
Well,
not
and honestly, that's where the captains. You hope your captains on the
Step up
field.
and say, "Hey,
yeah, let's
take
calm
a breath."
everybody down. We don't need this. We're up 2. We don't want them to get back in this game because right now, like I said, the 2-0 lead to me is the worst one there is because one goal changes everything. I don't understand though why normal again.
Go sideways. Yeah.
Well, not just that, but their goalie is so far back. You need to get bodies up, at least if he's up high. If there's a clear out by Edwardsville, because sooner or later they're going to send it long with them pushing. You got to push somebody up, and then you would leave yourself open for the counter. If your goalie's up the field, he's standing on his line.
Well,
I mean, he's 80 yards from the play.
And with attacking players, we all fought. What a turn!
It's a nice turn. Yep.
Good recovery there from number 23.
Oh boy, he should have gone to the second.
And a great
first.
entry ball. Great entry ball. And Edwardsville's in. If he stays on his feet, he does.
He's got to take him.
He
good
does.
Move. Oh,
what
great
a tackle!
Good. I tell you,
what
number
13's been the
all
player.
game long. He has been there. Great recovery.
Oh, it could have been one from distance. I thought. Ball
He's done a great job of cover. He's done everything that you want a defender to do.
Off by a country mile. Oh no, I thought Edwardsville. I keep getting the colors confused. I'm so used to seeing Edwardsville in white.
You know, the goal again. Maybe your goaltender's not really good skill wise, but you
know
got
what
to push him up.
Though, and here's where I'll add on to what you're saying. It causes the attacking players to do way too much ball. You saw that number 8 had the ball and did about 3 moves in a row because it's like, well, how can we get forward? We got to get forward.
Exactly.
Just drive the ball up and put it in the mixer like Edwardsville is doing. Because if a flick
you got to do something else. You got 15 minutes, and there's no point.
Now, give us the lay of the land. So after Edwardsville, if Edwardsville holds this result, they're on to the super sectional, correct?
Yes.
And is it a knockout in the super
sectional?
sectional?
God, yes. Everything is. Everything at this point.
How many games are in the super sectional?
No, one. It's one game.
Okay,
and then
so it is one.
Now,
okay.
Then you're into the semifinals. Oh, that's a handle.
Oh, see, I have been a big opponent against that rule for a long time. Well, he used his arm. No, you used your hand to play the ball.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And now the referee's probably got to have a conversation, I think, and say, guys, let's calm it down.
He's kind of letting the extensions happen.
You get a little nervous though as a coach because when does he say enough's enough?
That's what I'm saying. And then if you don't then if you do it now, he's showing he's going to throw cards.
And see, he's calling that, and this is where you start seeing the aggression, and you don't want that as a player, as a coach and captain. You got to say, guys, take a breath and just play the game here, because obviously it's going to start getting chippy in a way that.
Well, and you know what, and that's just the nature of the game. It's a sectional final.
This isn't a round robin tournament.
You got guys here that their careers are over after this, so they're going to give everything they got. I'd tell you, this number 13, I just am a huge fan of his.
Big time. This kid's
he's playing his heart out. I mean, you can see it. He's not quitting.
That's what I love to see too, because you know, no player really thinks in high school, oh, it's over, until it really is, and you'd never know when that final whistle blows. And heck, even if you're signed to college, are you going to play? You don't know until you get there.
And you know what? You're one injury away from being done. That's a great back heel. Unfortunately, he didn't quite get the first touch on it.
Playing in high school, especially here locally, is a lot different than playing in college some places, because you don't get the support at a lot of those colleges like D2 or D3 you would here in your community. And just playing with your friends and seeing your parents at every game and all those fun things.
That's fact.
You know, those players are thinking about that on the bus ride home. And just like we were watching Granite and Collinsville play, and Armando Hernandez with Granite City, number 14. Mm-hmm. He put everything he could out there on the line, and at the end of the game was a little bit emotional. But when you leave that game, you know, I did it all. You don't have any regrets going, I wish I would have,
he left it all out on the field.
You know what I'm saying? And just like these players tonight, every one of them are putting their hearts out into this.
I mean, look at this.
Look at this run by 10. Off by half a step.
Just a half a step.
I don't know, because he said he's offsides here, and that's pretty close. If it's in the middle of the field, I'll give you the credit.
Well, you know what, and that just could be where he's calling it, but, he did look offside to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he did.
I'm trying to give Normal the benefit of the doubt here.
And I tell you what, here's the thing, something else, number 7 never said a word.
No, and you know what
players usually tell you, as a referee, they'll tell you. Well, if they were on, they'll tell you.
Well, as a player, too, and as a coach, you know this, when a referee
he's on this time.
Yep, when the referee's on the line, a great reverse scissor there from number 7 as they drive in the box.
Oh, get it off!
Across,
he didn't
just
get it off.
outside.
It was out. Yep.
As a player, though, you start to argue, and I always did when I knew the referee was not in front of the player, or not near the player, because then you have a chance.
Exactly.
This guy is right on
it.
And both of them. Every linesman has been on every last defender.
Now, this has been a very good crew tonight,
and
that's what you need for a good sectional game. You said it right. They kept the flow going. I have a really good friend of mine who's refereed at the highest levels in Missouri, and he always says, players win games, coaches lose games, referees can screw up games.
Yep.
And he's right, because when I'm refereeing, I do my best not to get in the way of things and try not to take away from the flow. And this game has had great flow, and I think the referee has a great deal to do with that.
Well, exactly. And these games are tough.
That's a handball.
Because
Yep.
at a
Yeah,
mo-
now,
it
I tell you
was,
what,
yep.
that was, I love it, because that was the African kids I used to play with. Man, that's how you do it.
In Oakland,
you
yeah, that's
lean
right, you were
in,
telling-
you
yep.
get that arm in tight, and you drop it quick. Hopefully he doesn't
When
see
you
it,
were
but he was
playing
in a good
Oakland,
position.
how was that when you get to play with kids from multiple countries,
Oh, Lord.
in Africa and South America and England?
That was the
and all
greatest
these
part of
cultures.
college.
All the cultures coming together, I'm sure, and playing. It's got to be fun.
That was without a doubt the best part of college was that. Oh, this is another great run by Edwardsville. Has he got a man?
If the guy was there, he's there, and that's a goal. He was a little late on the back post, and just interesting to see that one kind of play, because he saw it kind of developing. He just was waiting for the player and decided to put it there. Great defense. That's not a foul. That's great
that
defense.
was great D.
He's
Ooh,
no way! Oh no!
Yep. That's a tough one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'll take the fall on this because that kid did a great job. Number 8 defended the way you're supposed to.
Well,
defend.
I do like how his teammate kept him from
getting in
trouble
Yep.
there. That's a good teammate.
It
That's
is
a good teammate.
Number 8, Isaiah Matthews. That's a
That
heck
was
of
a nice,
a job.
tackle. You know what? I always teach tackle on the turn. He did that.
And you know what? The referee's going to have a set of
Oh,
ways.
you know what?
To play.
And here's the
you
thing
can't
too.
get mad at that.
And
You
as a
can't
referee,
get mad
you're
at
not going to
that.
be perfect.
No,
You're going to make
but
mistakes.
as a player, you can't get mad at every call.
No.
You got to go. Hey,
That's
all
why.
right,
That's why I
here's
thought
what
it was
we're
such a
getting.
good job by the player trying to get him out
Yep.
of there before anything bad happened. Come on, you got to get there.
Look how quick now. See, it's still too slow, and,
Yeah.
and I'll be a little critical here. You have your forwards who are exploding up the field. You
Yeah.
got 3 players going at the speed of
That's a
light.
good ball.
And a great entry ball to 10. Oh, here we go! A chance to go within one.
it's a penalty!
It's a penalty kick. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Now he's calling a goal
wow.
kick, and folks, I'm sorry, there is no way that that's not a penalty kick. And now he's going to get a yellow card for arguing.
come
That is
on.
insane.
That was a.
That is insane.
That's not a good play.
You don't want this on your record here in a
Wow.
game that's been this good.
Man,
I'm sorry, folks,
he
but
did
this
the,
player
that
had
was a
every
cardinal sin
right
of the
to
defender. He reached out. The
Absolutely.
guy was behind him, and
This
you clipped
player
his heels.
had every right to be upset a little bit, but to sit there and not let the player say something to you because you were wrong is not okay.
Yeah, but see, that's part of the game, though. You can't do that. You got to keep yourself calm.
That's a
and
goal scoring
I
opportunity.
agree. It's just, man, that was obvious.
That's not
And
right.
I can't believe you've got an AR down here.
And he's not telling him.
You guys got to work together as a unit. And part of this game is on that, because if I'm the head coach, I want to know how. Come and tell me how that's not a penalty.
Oh, he's asking him.
He's asking him to come and talk to me. You don't want to do it.
And see, that's not
And he's
appropriate
supposed to go
either.
explain
He needs
to
to
him.
explain to it. I'm sorry, this is not right.
That was they've
That's
done a very
this
good
has
job
been
for the
too
most
good of
part.
a game for
Exactly. That's not a good player. Man.
I'm sorry. This is a goal score, and 1 goal matters in
Well,
this.
and
game.
this right now, that's a foul.
Oh, and
Yep,
you know,
you're gonna
but
get a yellow for that.
Yep, and now he's going to get yellow
Yep.
card happy. I hope IHSA watches
Well,
this. I hope they do.
But
This
on
is
this
the
one, he's
attitude
almost
of a
got
referee.
it. But he's got to give him a yellow card for that, because you know.
Oh, and he gives him a red
no.
card. That's insane.
Oh man.
That is insane.
You don't know what he said out there. He could have said the magic words.
But see, this is making the game about you.
Well, it's tough.
I hope IHSA watches the last 5
If I'm the
minutes
coach
of this.
for normal, I'd be very upset too.
And I
right
get
now.
that you aren't.
He's
I
doing
get
his
it.
best to try to
But
keep his
this
players
is
calm. You can
not
see it.
right.
But that's just not good.
This is not right. You just took a great game and now made it about the officiating for 2 minutes when this has been a game about great soccer.
Well, let's hope that nothing goes any further than that. They stop it here. Oh boy.
I'm sorry, folks. I never get loud about officiating on these broadcasts, but this time I will.
that
This is
wasn't
a
good.
game that matters. And you know what? It doesn't matter whose team it is. You got to let a player, if you make a call that's that questionable, at least say something to
Well,
you.
or at least go talk to your AR.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I'm not paying attention. Are they wearing the mics tonight? I didn't look.
They are.
So then you at least talk to him for a second. Make sure you get it right. because that's what it's about. You don't want to miss something. Here, talk it over, and then if you say, no, I didn't see it, then you can tell the coach, look, we didn't see it.
And see, this is where
that
the
happens
disconnect
sometimes.
happens with officials in Illinois and club, because they go, well, referees are getting abused mentally. Well, I'm sorry, if you make a bad call, you can't just give someone a yellow card because they said something to you.
Well,
you
but
got to
again,
have some
you
toughness.
got to be sure what he said. You can't be stupid with what you say to the referee.
That's
either.
true.
I hate seeing this because, like you said, it's been a very good game, and you lose how good of a game it's been when stuff like this starts to happen.
That's just, I would be upset for the normal fans here. I mean, that's not what you want to
man.
see. A goal-scoring opportunity taken away and your player gets sent off because of it.
Well, it definitely had a chance. That's for sure.
It did.
Now, if you're Edwardsville right now,
You got to score.
well,
Put it
I'd
away.
say, I don't know if I put it away, just stay. We got to keep calm because
Well,
what
that
we don't
too.
want is somebody to go the other way. Because now with the referee, as you said, he's giving out.
He's
cards.
going to. He's looking for him now.
exactly.
I'm sorry, he's looking
He'll
for
look
him.
to even it up. There's no doubt in my
Because,
mind.
especially at this point, because there's a penalty that you didn't call. Take a breath, guys, and
Yep.
just.
Smart here and not get caught up.
And
in
this is where your captains are important.
Yep, I
because
agree.
you got to lead the team, and you just got to really,
Be
calm
smart
everyone
here.
down. Now, if you're normal, everything's got to
Well,
be
because here's the
direct.
thing too. You have to think about if you're Edwardsville, we're up 2. Now we're going to the super section. We don't want to do that
Exactly, without a player.
Yeah, we need to be smart here, and so far they're doing it very well.
Oh, a great flick!
He looked offside, but the referee, the AR was not in position. And he's got to push it. If I'm normal, I'm going to be pushing up on that back shoulder as much as I can every time now. You almost got to. Tell you what, unlucky with that touch.
Ooh, man, that ball ricocheted. Trying to slow the game down with some substitutions, I think, and
Yep.
just let's get some new fresh legs in.
This is the young man they're looking for every time. 7 and 5 up top. They brought 5 back on. He took the yellow card.
See, this is the problem, because once you go past the point of no return in a game, where you got to kind of be a little nervous if you go a little bit too aggressive. This is not what you want as normal, because you got to be aggressive, and now a dangerous foul. That
It's in
was
a
not
bad spot.
Yeah, and that wasn't really the smartest decision to make
No.
if you're normal. That was a bad foul.
Yeah, it was. That wasn't a smart foul because the way he was facing. You got to see that too. He wasn't going to go anywhere with that ball. So be smarter there because you need to win it, but you don't need to foul him. You got to play aggressive without fouling right now, because every time you foul somebody, that's going to kill the play, but the clock's going to keep running. It's a good ball in.
Normal has a chance to counter if they all get up the field quick.
Oh,
Everyone's
boy.
got to get up the field. 10's going to go on a mission here. Gets caught up on his heel. A good flick if they can connect to it and keep going down the line.
Oh.
Good
Right
opportunity didn't arise.
They're doing a good job of trying to play with 10 men and get numbers forward. That's extremely difficult to do. But they're doing a very good job of it right now. Edwardsville's doing a great job of just staying calm on the ball, not panicking, not trying to do too much. The thing they can do is keep the game going.
One of your old players said, "I'll never forget getting whooped by Edwardsville in the regional my senior year. Little to take since they went on to win state title that year. Love your guys' energy." Thank you. Normal has got to play quick here. I don't think you put numbers in the box.
You know what? You have to. You got to
Now you
score.
do?
You got to, because if you go you got to get everybody.
You don't
in.
want to go.
I mean,
right.
right now I understand why they don't have everybody in. You're down 2,
Send
6
the goalie.
minutes.
Yeah,
get
send the
everybody up
goalie.
there.
What's
Get
this gonna
everybody in
do?
there and see if we can get something. Unless you got this guy that can just score. Maybe they got a guy that's real good on a set. No, that's not the case.
I see. To me, you got to hit that one. You got to just
put it, or get it into a good spot, a good danger area. Land it in the middle of the 6. Now granted, the keeper for Edwardsville has shown he's going to own his box. So, but you still got to put it in a danger spot. You can't just hit it in and hope. And that's basically what he was doing there, just hit and hope.
5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the sectional final. Ooh, and see, those are the balls that always worry me
Yeah.
because once it goes over the first head and that bounce takes, you never know where it's going to land. And now Normal has a
got a
chance.
man.
A great
Oh,
outside
great
ball
ball.
that connects. Will he get there? Flagging it down. Now runner's getting in the box.
Touch.
Just a little bit out to the
Now, there's where
wide. Did
bringing
that
the
stay
ball-
in bounds?
It stayed in, but he needed to bring the ball back.
Yeah.
I don't know why he tried to go baseline with that. Just now you want to bring it back because you don't have your 1v2 going baseline.
What a throw that one was. That was everything he had. Has to have a shot here. And Edwardsville picks it up, and they're going to drive down the field. And they're taking their space.
It's
a great
reverse ball. Great reverse ball.
Edwardsville with pace. I believe that's Lieberman, number 2.
I wouldn't be shocked if he just takes it right to the corner and kills it, but he didn't. And I still might.
A nice turn there, opening up the field for Edwardsville. And a back heel, a little bit too ambitious there, and tries to go right down the gullet of the Normal
The
team.
back heel. Your mother would hate that.
Yeah. That's true. She would tell me that many times. Normal playing quick as they should, but Edwardsville's doing a really good job of defending right now, and they're doing it in a calm way.
And you know what? They're holding the ball. They're making Normal foul them. And like I said, every time it's a foul, look at how much clock it's killing. It's if you're Edwardsville, you're thinking, thanks. Just keep it that way. I wouldn't be shocked to see them putting the ball in the corner for a little bit and just holding it, trying to kill the game off more.
Good ball in. Oh, and just right by the head of the Edwardsville Tiger player there. Now, the question that I have, and it's not a critical question to the fans watching, it's just, to me, I just don't see the urgency at 2-0.
No, exactly right. Now, granted, you're down.
Now, here we go. It's speaking too soon. 10 with the chance. Oh, at the chance.
Dummy it. Oh, he should have dummied. Finish.
Oh, that was
If he
Normal's
dummied
moment.
the first ball, my God, it was wide open on the back post.
Well, see, and there was 4 chances there to shoot.
Yep.
10 there, and then you had a couple.
When it went across the box, he should have let it go. Just dummy that wide open on the left wing. And, I mean, wide open to put it backward across the face of the goal. It would made the goal ahead and make a hell of a save, that's for sure. Oh, if they switch here, he's got 90 yards to run.
But
No, don't play him. He's off. I tell you what.
driving down the field and just
He's had a really good
number
match
7's
today.